So yesterday I talked about the Dell XPS 15. Today I want to talk about the Alienware M15 and the M17. I went hands-on with this in New York prior to Computex, and these two gaming laptops definitely piqued my interest because not only is this the thinnest Alienware I've ever touched in my entire life, they've also promised to make some thermal improvements. As you guys know, the previous M15 that I reviewed got really hot to the point where I just couldn't recommend it. This year's M15 looks to be a lot better. They've made some internal improvements to help heat management. They're now using a 8-phase graphics regulator. Basically, this is VRM, and they're doing the same thing with the CPU by doing 6 phases. All this basically does is introduce more VRMs on the motherboard to control the flow of power. The more VRMs you have, the cleaner the power becomes, and this essentially allows you to burst or boost the CPU or GPU at higher speeds for longer periods of time. Now, cleaner power is always a great thing, but this basically means you have to cool the system to take advantage of this. And they are doing a few things to make it better. One, they're introducing bigger fans, so 10% bigger on the CPU and 20% bigger on the GPU. You're also getting extra fan blades with those fans to help keep the whole system cooler. Now, one thing they did mention was how they're regulating airflow. With most laptops, they just basically open up the sides, the bottom, and the air gets pushed out. This one, they're being very specific. They're basically guiding the heat out of the system so it doesn't make other components warmer. Now, this could all be marketing speak, but it does sound very interesting. So I'm hoping that these new improvements do provide a cooler laptop. Now, the laptop themselves is very thin. It's under 5 pounds for the M15 and under 6 pounds for the M17. The other complaint that I had from the previous model was the keyboard. Last year's model had a travel distance of 1.4 millimeters, and I didn't find it to be the best typing experience, especially when you're gaming. This year, they're bumping it up to a nice, comfortable 1.7. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, Matt, 0.3 is not a big deal, but when it comes to keyboards, 0.3 is a big difference. And if you had both of them beside you, you can definitely tell. The bezels are thinner. You're getting a webcam that's on top, not on the bottom. You have all your ports being housed on the back and the sides of the laptop. So this basically allows for a cleaner solution if you're buying this as a desktop replacement. Tons of I/O. 3 USB ports. You still have the Thunderbolt 3-port USB Type-C. Alienware's proprietary graphic amplifier, so if you buy their separate eGPU, you can hook it up to the back and still have an extra USB Type-C Thunderbolt 3-port available. HDMI, mini display port, basically everything you need to game or bring this into school or bring this into the office. Now, in terms of specs, you can basically buy this with a entry-level i5 9300H all the way up to an i9 9980 HK processor, which will be overclockable because it's the K-series processor. And you can do the same thing to the GPU. You can do this through the Alienware command center. It has game shift, so you can automatically just press a button. It'll take you into different performance modes. And you can get this with a different variety of GPUs. You can stick to the GTX 1660 series on the low end at 1650, or go all the way up to an RTX 2080 Max Q. Now, of course, there's 2 slots for memory. It's going to be dual channel, so you have options there, but it is obviously expandable up to 64 gigabytes. Now, the biggest introduction this year is the display. You are essentially getting the ability to buy this in various formats: 144 Hertz, 240 Hertz, and just like the XPS 15, you can get in a 4K OLED configuration. I like this because you know what? At the end of the day, as a content creator who loves to game, this is basically offering me the balance I'm looking for. The internals that really will rip through your footage and gameplay, but at the same time having a beautiful OLED display for color accuracy. Now, I don't know when these are coming out, but hopefully sometime in the near future. I'm looking forward to testing these guys out. Let me know your questions about them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them in my full review. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.